they thought that you were a problem then, you're going to be a bigger problem for them now, okay? Guys, I was meditating on your energy, okay? So I got the Eight of Cups and also the Ace of Swords in reverse, and I got the Spider card, okay? So let's talk about it. So someone thought they could do you dirty, okay? They thought that they could get away with their bad behavior, okay? This could have been a family, could be a friendship, could have been a work environment, or it could have been a past relationship, okay? This person thought that they could throw your name in the dirt, okay? They thought that they could sort of have you triangulating in situations that had no tie to you, okay? They really, I'm getting the image in my head right now is they thought that they could push you in a well, okay? They thought that they could have the Joseph moment with you, and they thought that they could get away with it, okay? They were like, okay, let me throw this person underneath the bus, okay? Let me throw this person, to the dolls, okay, and just watch them fall apart, okay? You guys were not having that, okay? You guys were not having that. You guys were in the mindset where you're like, you know what? This person's not going to win with their bad behavior, okay? You guys went through a whole rebirth, okay? You started developing your own particular craft, okay? You started developing your own talents, okay? Spider is about creativity. So some of you guys are going into the creative industry, okay? Rather it's going to be personal for you, or it's going to be, like I said before, in the movie industry, could be a comedian, or it could be, like I said, vice versa, like an artist, musical, or you could be doing physical art yourself. But you guys are going to embark in a time in your life where you're actually going to walk into your calling, and this person doesn't know that the bridge that they burn, okay, is going to be the bridge that they're going to look to get back over with, okay? And they're not going to even see you or be able to know that it's you, okay? Some of you guys are going to change so much that this person's not going to even remember who you were in the past, okay? That's how your change and your transformation is going to be. It's going to be so powerful that this person's like, oh, wait a minute. I forgot I did all this treachery. I forgot that I lied about this person, okay? I forgot that I stirred the pot and caused a lot of drama, okay? This person is going to be really nervous when it comes down to being in your space again, okay? Some of you guys already know. You guys had the boundaries set up where you're like, you know what? This person's not even allowed in my life, okay? This person's not going to reap any type of reward or any type of benefit from me, and they know that. Okay, they know that, and that's why, like I said, while you guys are doing this growth process right now, okay, you guys are also, like I said, looking at yourself from a whole nother lens, and that's why this person can't even, like I said, shape the new you, okay? You guys, like I said, are in that development to sort of go into the next level, when it comes down to working on your creative talents, or it could be just, like I said, working on how you go about your work-life balance in the office, okay? Some of you guys are just going in there with a whole different mindset because you're knowing how to identify what's messing the situation. You're knowing how to identify, okay, who has your back and who's actively using you, okay? And I think this was something that really triggered you guys in the past. Somebody was really using your energy. They were using, like I said, your skill set to their advantage, okay? You guys are no longer giving away your blueprint in the situation, okay? You guys are holding back from toxic energies, okay? You're realizing that toxic energies are not going to have a big major focal front in your life, okay? You're not going to give them everything from you, okay? You're not going to give them all of you, okay? You're not going to be John Legend in the situation. You're like, no, I'm going to hold back. I'm going to have some discernment here to make sure, okay, that I cover my aces. I make sure that I cover my creative endeavors in the proper way, because the only one that's going to get the benefit out of the situation is going to be me, okay? You guys are going to look and say, okay, I'm not going to have someone tied on my creativity. They're not going to be tied on my, success when it comes down to my money, when it comes down to my overall advancement, okay? This person was draining you guys out, okay? And the big lesson, the reason why I fell apart and the reason why it was so catastrophic for you guys, because Spirit really wants y'all to be in a situation where you're able to identify, okay, toxic energy, okay, where you're able to identify when you're being used in a situation, when someone is really taking off and advancing with your creative energy, okay? They wanted you guys to be aware of that, okay? And you guys probably came into the situation, probably had more so of an innocent mindset where you're like, well, I'm just helping this person, so they're receptive towards me when it comes down to my overall growth. They're receptive towards me as far as being friends. This person is a user, okay? And sometimes, the rug has to be pulled from under you, okay, to realize that some people in your environment, okay, are not the best for you, okay? With you being in this spider position, okay, you're now looking and observing whoever comes into your space, whoever steps foot in your web, okay? You're noticing how they operate, Okay, you're noticing, okay, if this person is not really who they say they are. Okay, you're taking your time to be observant. Okay, that's that spotter energy. Okay, 8 eyes. Okay, you're taking the time to really look at the person from every angle in the situation to see, okay, what are they actually bringing to the table? Okay, are they bringing mess? Okay, in my circle, are they bringing, like I said, negative energy in my circle? You're seeing, okay, what needs to be eliminated, okay, if something's not serving your purpose, okay, because you guys are the queen of the situation, the queen or king of the situation. You know what's meant for your advancement. You know what's going to get you to the next level, okay, and you're realizing that a taker is not going to get you to your next level. A taker is going to only do what that word says, take, okay? And you guys are no longer investing in someone or organization, or could be, like I said, family matters as well, where someone's just using your energy for their benefit, okay? Let's get further to your reading. We're going to pull from the Tarot deck some more, okay? We got the Wheel of Fortune, okay? We got the Moon in reverse. I didn't see that coming, okay? We got Five of Cups. Page of Cups. Okay, you guys are not giving them nothing. Nothing. Okay, you guys are learning your lesson. This is a big thing for you guys to know when to get to the situation. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, because somebody's looking at your success in the future like, okay, you know what? I want to be able to use this person. Okay, you got the Four of Pentacles as well. I'm going to pull a couple more cards. Holding everything close to you. Okay, Four of Cups. Yeah, y'all ain't playing. Seven of Wands. Okay, cool. We can hear right there. You guys are not playing. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. They didn't know your rebirth is going to have you in a wealthy seat. Okay, they didn't know that, your creativity from this spider card and this energy was going to have you in a place where you have abundance. Okay, because they probably, like I said, in their mindset, they're like, okay, I would have stayed longer. Okay, I would have never pushed you in the well. Okay, if I would have known that you were going to be successful. Wheel of Fortune, okay? Don't let this person come back, take it from your energy, okay? You guys already know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody that doesn't have your best interest in mind, okay? Like I said, whatever that person is to you, family, friendship, work relation, whatever that person is to you, you guys know that they don't have your best interest, okay? Because the secret's out. The Moon in reverse, they're realizing that, okay, when that money hit, when that abundance hit, when your name was uplifted, okay, they're realizing that they can no longer take for the situation. This puts them in a Five of Cups perspective, okay? Because what they took from you, really, literally, guys, I know, like I said, if you guys are in this process right now, it feels like, oh my God, they took so much, okay? They took a book bag. Okay? You guys are going to be in a wealthy seat. You guys are going to be in an abundant seat. Okay? That Wheel of Fortune is going to give you what you're looking for. Okay? What you're seeing that this person took, like I said, it may sound big right now, but like I said, it's nothing in comparison to what's going to be in your future. Okay? That's going to be something that you guys are going to be, like I said before, what you're working on, you're going to be pleasantly surprised as far as how much security that you're going to have in your life. Okay? And this lesson now, okay, like I said, this may felt like a big major rebirth lesson, but it was to serve its purpose so this person wouldn't be in your environment, okay, in the future, okay? Because like I said, they're going to be in their feelings. They're going to be in their feelings because they're looking to capitalize off of you guys, okay? And you guys, even if, like I said, this was a family member and they're looking to, like I said, get some assistance, you're only giving them like a Page of Cups, okay? You're not going to, take care of all their bills, take care of all their, their resources that they need to be, handled when it comes down to them living in the best of way, okay? You guys are giving them, okay, the bare minimum, okay? Like I said, even if you do give a helping hand, you're giving them the bare minimum in the situation. Because the Queen of Pentacles knows what to give, okay? And that's energy. They know what to give. And they know that they're not going to allow their emotions to get the better of them, okay? They don't make an emotional decision, okay? Like I said, when you guys are dealing with takers and situations, you never make no emotional decision when it comes down to that toxic behavior, okay? You approach that from a logical type of stance, okay? And you're realizing how much you're giving yourself in this overall investment, okay? Because like I said, guys, with friendships, family, okay, and even work relations, okay, it's an investment. Okay, Queen of Pentacles knows, okay, whoever's in my circle, it's an investment. They're not going to use my, creative knowledge to get to their endeavors, okay? They're going to be in this Five of Cups situation, okay? You guys know when to hold back, okay? Four of Pentacles. You guys know when to hold back in situations that don't serve you, okay? You got to be stingy with your energy, okay? Like I said, and I heard, like I said this term before, having that selective empathy towards situations, because they're going to come back with a sob story. Okay, they're gonna come back with that sob story like, oh well, I'm in a famine now. I'm struggling now. I'm not doing well. Okay, things like it's going wrong with me when it comes down to my work life, my family life is bad. Don't let that sob story get you fooled. Okay. Don't let that sob story get you fooled, okay? Hold on to your wealth. Hold on to your security. I remember the person I heard that from, it was on a YouTube channel. Her name was Mel. But like I said, having that selective empathy is a big major factor when it comes down to your growth process, okay? You can't just give yourself out there to random people. You can't give yourself out there to random people to think that, okay, you know what, they're going to give you the same thing back in return. I think that a lot of you guys probably thought that, like I said, that, that innocence, that sort of that gullibility factor that you guys probably have to learn from, in your growth and your pathway, that people are not going to be in this whole like, oh, I did a good deed, they're going to do something good to me. You got to look at them, like I said, from a cautious type of perspective, and that spider energy to say, okay, who is actually in my environment, who is actually in my web, okay? That's imperative, okay? Because like I said, when they come to you, and they disrespect your boundaries, okay, when to have that 4 of Cups. You're over it, okay? You're over it. You know how to defend yourself when you see mess, okay? And that's going to be the biggest thing. You guys are learning how to defend yourself to keep your abundance. To keep your abundance. You know who to bring on your team. You know the life lessons that you guys learned in the past, the life lessons that you're going through right now. You're realizing that there's some characteristics that you don't want in your environment. You already noticed these personalities before, okay? And one thing about the game of life, okay, you're going to run into the same pattern again, but you'll be able to identify it and you'll be able to block it before it comes into your circle. Block it before it comes into your family. Block it before it comes in between your relationships, okay? You guys are going to be in this space where you have that wisdom and that knowledge, okay, but also embracing your creative journey as well, okay? All these earth cards, okay, even the spider energy, that's earth card as well, okay? You guys, like I said before, you got to have that mental knowledge as far as that overall advancement, but you guys are going to really be in your bag when it comes down to your overall success, okay? That's something that this person's going to be kicking themselves. They're going to be wishing, oh, if I would have known, I would have treated you better. They're a thief, okay? Some of them literally could have been a thief, okay? Like I said, they could have been stealing your energy too. They were a thief, okay? So when a thief comes into your life, when to close ranks and say, okay, you know what? I don't want this person in my space or my energy, okay? Let's pull from the hard truth deck here before we end it. Just to get some last minute wisdom, last minute knowledge, okay? So we had external influence, okay? Outside factors are heavily influencing your decision. Consider who has your ear and ensure your choices are in line with your highest potential, okay? Be careful with this energy, guys, okay? Be careful with this energy because this person could have been, like I said, steering you and steering you, in the wrong direction, okay? They could have, like I said, really had your ear towards, really believing in a lot of, office gossip, or could have had you sort of downing yourself in your creative endeavors, okay? It's time for you to really close the door with people who no longer have your best interests, okay? And also, too, like I said, don't take advice from people who are just, like I said, they display toxic behaviors in their own life, okay? It's coming from a very jealous, envious space, okay? You guys are in a space where now you're like, okay, you know what? I don't need any outside validation, okay? I don't need for someone to give me the A-OK on my life journey, okay? Because guess what? Your life journey is going to be completely fine. Like I said, that Wheel of Fortune, you're going to be A-OK when it comes down to your life journey and your life work, okay? All right, guys, this is your reading for the month of October. If you like this reading, please like, share, subscribe for me. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.